Hey guys, and welcome back. Be sure to check out all of our college basketball picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Heading into today's action, we're going to be talking about this ACC battle between Miami and North Carolina State. Give our lean on who we feel has the better edge against the spread. A very important game for both of these teams as they both continue to try to build up their resume for at-large consideration for the NCAA tournament. In terms of the results that both of these teams have put up this year, you would put Miami a little bit ahead of NC State, and that's why Vegas is giving the Hurricanes a little bit of respect coming into this one. Even though it's a tough road atmosphere, they're still going to be giving a point here as the favorites. Miami, they're 13-4 overall, and in conference, they're 2-3 right now. And the Hurricanes, if you look back at their non-conference, they picked up maybe a couple of decent wins, but by and large, not a whole lot of standout resume wins. So the Hurricanes going to have to do a lot of work in the ACC to really build up their overall resume. If you look back, their win at Minnesota was supposed to be a standout, strong result, beating the 12th-ranked Golden Gophers on the road. But with how Minnesota has been playing in the Big Ten and really falling off, that win isn't looking quite as good for the Hurricanes. Outside of that, they didn't really go against the toughest non-conference slate. Probably their win against Middle Tennessee State, that 84-81 win, is probably their best win at this point. Also, maybe the committee would give their win over Minnesota a little bit more credit, given the fact that the Golden Gophers were a stronger team at the point in the year where Miami was able to beat them. Thus far in the ACC, the Hurricanes have been a little bit up and down. They haven't had a whole lot of success, especially on the road. They lost at Georgia Tech by 10 points. They lost at Clemson recently by 9 points. They did pick up a win at Pittsburgh, but the Pitt Panthers are clearly the worst team in the ACC this year, so not necessarily a standout road win for the Hurricanes by any means in that particular matchup. And then their other two ACC games were a win at home against Florida State, and then that soul-crushing defeat they took against Duke recently in their last outing. Miami, they looked like they had complete control of that game until about the final 6-7 or so minutes, where Duke just completely went on an insane run, getting the lead and putting things away as Miami went on to lose that one by a final of 75-83. And it'll be interesting to see where Miami is mentally after taking such a brutally bad loss after they had gotten out to such a large lead against the Blue Devils and then just completely surrendering things there down the stretch. This is their chance at redemption, but not going to be easy heading into a tough road setting. Miami on the year, they're 202nd in the nation in scoring compared to 10th in total team defense. They have a plus-minus this season of plus 11 points. You compare them over to NC State, who's currently standing 13-6 overall. NC State, another team that didn't necessarily pick up a whole lot in the way of resume-building wins during the non-conference. They picked up a pretty decent win against Penn State as well as against Arizona. But other than that, not a whole lot of other standout results there for the Wolfpack. So another team that's going to have to really build up their resume during ACC play if they're going to be getting a chance to make the NCAA tournament. So 13-6 overall, 3-3 in the ACC. And thus far in conference, NC State, they have been doing a really good job of taking care of business on their home court, picking up some great wins against teams like Duke and Clemson. In their last outing, the Wolfpack handled their business at home against Wake Forest, picking up that win by a final of 72-63. So their 3 wins thus far in league play have all been at home. Their losses have all been on the road. So NC State doing a great job of playing off of their great home court advantage. This team, they're a little different in how they go about their business in comparison to Miami. They're 45th in the nation in scoring compared to 177th in total team defense, and they have a plus-minus of about positive 9 points. So not all that different from what Miami has been able to do. And we feel like NC State has gone against a tougher overall schedule. So that is also something to keep in mind, where their plus 9 point differential is probably about as good as Miami's plus 11 point differential, just given the fact that they've gone against a slightly tougher overall slate up to this point. So we see this as being a competitive matchup, but at the end of the day, Miami, they're coming off of such a tough emotional loss. We're worried about them and where their head's going to be at coming into this one. And you compare that over to NC State, who's done a tremendous job on their home court throughout conference play. And we see that continuing here today. So we are going to go ahead, side with NC State getting the point at home. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. You disagree, give it a thumbs down. Check out all of our college basketball picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in. We hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.